compassion is not equal to ownership of someone else's generosity. And while you think about that, welcome to Mike and Mine with Omar. I am super excited to be back again and to talk about a topic that is very sensitive and one that requires us to have an honest conversation. And today I will be talking about the culture of help and entitlement. But before I actually delve into the topic, I want to remind you to subscribe. Like the video, bring your comments in the comment section, and also tap on the bell icon so whenever I upload a new video, you get a notification. A lot of you are watching the video, which I am very grateful for, but have not subscribed to the channel yet. So please subscribe. So as I stated, I am going to be talking about culture of help versus entitlement. Are we really entitled to other people's support and help? And I asked this question today because every December and January brings the same conversation in our social media space, and sometimes even in the mainstream media space, where group of Gambians who choose to spend their money, private citizens of course, who choose to spend their money on the way they wanted to spend it, and then there are others who believe that the way the money has been spent could have helped so many families who lives in abject poverty, who require support or who need support, and it turns to a conversation of, do people that are poor become entitled to other people's wealth? Are they entitled to their support? Or are they even entitled to any form of support that comes from private citizens, or even some cases, it could be civil servants as well? While this is not a comfortable topic to discuss, I believe that we need to talk about what help really looks like versus what entitlement looks like, and also to dissect whose responsibility is it to take care of people that are less fortunate in our society. Is it the government? Is it the private citizens? Or is it the combination of both? And before I will really tell you what I think, I want to share a short story. In 2022, when I started my master's program in public health with a specialization in health economics, my first day in class, I remember a lecturer asking a question about what is the biggest disease in the world today. Some people talk about malaria, some people talk about cholera, some people talk about non-communicable diseases, and many more. And the lecturer said, it is poverty. And that struck a nerve in me. And then I started thinking about how those poverty becomes the biggest disease in the world. And through so many research, I realized that poverty offers you no chance at all. It gives you no option to what you wish to eat. It gives you no option to be educated or to have your family being educated. It deprives you of healthcare in some parts of the world, or in some cases, healthcare expenditure makes you extremely poor. It is also responsible for starvation and so many societal ills, all of which has, in one way or the other, contributes to bad health outcomes or very terrible health outcomes for so many people. But also, I understand that for people that argue that private citizens spending their money, particularly on musicians, needs to spend that money helping people that are not so well off in our society, are justified. because poverty is brutal, poverty is wicked, poverty does not leave you with choice to choose what to eat, what to wear, where to go, and so many things. While those that believe that private citizens should be allowed to spend their money the way that they want, such as those that spend their money giving it to entertainers, or even spending it on probably organizing lavish weddings and so many things, are also with the opinion that in some cases they work really hard for their money and they are the ones that are going to decide how to spend their money, not the other way around. I believe that both of them are justified in the way that they think and what they believe in. However, we need to look at the deeper issue when it comes to this whole discussion about how private citizens should spend their money versus how they are supposed to help people. First, I want to acknowledge that help is a very strong culture in where I am coming from. And help in terms of giving charity is also a very strong religious teaching as well. So coming from a background where people are celebrated for the help that they give others, also where people get, where through help, people are able to educate themselves, they are able to educate their children, they are also able to keep their head above water. That means that sometimes when care is not taken, that can be turned into an issue of entitlement. Because when help is rooted so much in culture and people's beliefs and tradition, it can be mistaken for an entitlement. So I understand for those that believe that is, people that are not well off are entitled to help. But those that also believe that rich people should be allowed to spend their money the way that they want to spend it are also right. Because I believe that sometimes the only difference between a rich person and a poor person in terms of expenditure is only access to resources. And I will tell you why I say that. For example, I come from a society where organizing programs such as wedding, naming ceremonies, and so many celebrations require spending an extensive amount of money. And for a lot of us, we are not immune to this at all. So therefore, both rich people and poor people spend when they have ceremonies. They spend on what they want to spend their money on. For example, an average person or somebody that is struggling might choose to spend maybe 20, 30,000 to organize a wedding or a naming ceremony or something of that kind. While somebody that is rich might choose to spend $500,000 or even $1 million to organize a wedding. So for me, the difference between these two people is only access to money and resources. The rich person has enough to spend on what they think they need, and the poor person does not have enough, but is also able to gather some resources to spend money on what he or she believes is important to them. So therefore, when we're looking at this topic, we're supposed to look at it from a perspective that both people, rich or poor, make choices. And both rich and poor spend their money on something that they believe is relevant to them. So, and I also do not think that a lot of the time, it is in our place as individuals to dictate what people choose to spend their money on or how people choose to spend their money. And I want to also say that we come from a society where help culture becomes deeply rooted. And sometimes, because it is deeply rooted, it can be mistaken for entitlement. So it's important to remind people that personal charity must not be mistaken for government's responsibility. Charity can never be equal to government's responsibility. So in all of these conversations, we need to reflect where does government comes in all of this, because giving can never be a social policy. And because giving can never be social policy, then government must step in as to how and where they need to come and assist the society. Let's say, for example, at least I understand that, and I think a lot of my viewers also understand that poverty is a structural issue. Because, and most often as well, poverty is rooted from inequality, inequities in society, but most importantly, lack of government policies and interventions that put certain part of the society disadvantaged versus the other part of the society. So for us to address the issue of poverty, I believe that the outrage that is directed to individuals or private citizens as to how and where they spend their money on, similar outrage must also be directed to government. What social programs and policies has government put in place in order to alleviate poverty? And what systems exist to protect or support children that are born into poverty? So it's important to look at all of those issues, but it's also important to understand that as much as individuals have their right to demand support, to also ask people that are well off to give them the needed support that they need, we need to put government at the center of this conversation. Beyond the understanding of structural poverty and how government policies can help us alleviate poverty, we need to advocate for systems that works for everybody. For example, access to education. Education is one of the most important gift any child can receive from anyone. And at least I have the opportunity to sit at this platform today to talk to you because somebody believed in me and somebody invested in me. And I believe that that is the story of so many people. So government must make education accessible to everyone. And I know at this point someone might be asking, but we have a free health policy in the Gambia, free educational policy in the Gambia. And I understand that. But is that accessible to everybody? And does everyone has equal opportunity to be educated? I understand government might have said it's free education for everyone because people are not paying tuition fees or they are not paying school fees. But there are other things that are needed for a child to be educated. That is beyond school fees. That is also beyond what the reach of their parents. Apart from that as well, we need to have social protection programs. And I'm happy to know that there is a social protection agency in the Gambia, currently led by a young person. And I hope that that agency works extremely hard to ensure that access to resources become decentralized. And people that are at the lower level of the pyramid, social pyramid, can have access to these resources to be able to take care of themselves and to also be able to take care of their families. While that is something that I commend, I must say that government needs to do more. And in doing more would mean that they need to be very intentional as to how social services are distributed, how social services are being accessed, but also how it is being utilized among people that are at the bottom of the social pyramid. So for me, if you ask me, I believe that the outrage, especially for people that are not well off, is justified. Justified in the sense that being poor and seeing people that are well off in the society giving money to musicians or spending it on things, and you watching it is extremely painful. But the question here is, are you in any form entitled to that money that the rich people are given? The simple answer is no. You are not entitled to it. While it will be nice to have them support, and while it will be also incredible to have rich people come to the table to support where government cannot, because we must also acknowledge and understand that we come from resource-constrained society, a society that does not have so much resources. So therefore, every individual contribution and support can and will go a long way in alleviating some people from poverty. But we must also decide that how we are going to support, especially for people that are well off. If you ask me, giving money people today to take care of one or two problems is brilliant, but it's not sustainable. Giving money to individuals to spend it on education, skill development, or maybe start a business journey will be, I think, will make more difference than giving money to people to eat today and take care of their immediate needs, and tomorrow, I mean, they come back to you for more. And I feel like if that continues to happen, individuals that continue to give, or individuals that give a lot of resources, will also become tired. And if they become tired, that creates some sort of animosity between people that are at the top of the social ladder and those that are below the social ladder. But also, I want to say that, I mean, a couple of days ago, we had a TikTok live where we were talking about the same issue. And there was a speaker who said that poverty is not only the absence of money and resources, but also the absence of choice. And that struck a chord in me. And I really believe that because of that lack of choice, a lot of people are being pushed to say or do things that can come off as entitlement. And I believe that no one or nobody is entitled to anybody's support. While it would be nice to support, but we must also be blunt when it comes to saying the truth. So rich people must be allowed to decide how they want to spend their money. Must they be encouraged to help and provide certain services because they can afford it? Absolutely yes. Must rich people be compelled to pay higher taxes so that government uses those money to redistribute it among the population, especially those at the bottom of the social ladder? Absolutely yes. Must rich people be encouraged to set up businesses and factories so that a lot of people can get jobs? Absolutely yes. So I believe that part of the outrage should be directed towards that. Let's encourage rich people to invest so that jobs are created and many people can find employment, not just any kind of employment, but at least meaningful employment that enables them to access resources that are important to them. So at this point, I want to remind you that if you have not subscribed and you're still watching, please subscribe, like the video, and comment. And subscribing to this channel would absolutely mean the world to me. So finally, I want to also say that we must understand that personal charity is not and can never be a government policy. So therefore, any form of outrage or any form of anger about how unequal our society is and how people at the bottom of the social ladder are not being seen, heard, helped, or supported must be directed to the government. We must encourage people that can afford or that can support individuals to do so, but majority of the outrage, in my opinion, should be directed to the government to make them to ensure that they create policies that is going to work, that is going to support every citizens, but also to create systems that does not only empower, but also provide opportunities where everybody grows, where everybody thrives, but also an opportunity where people feel not only seen and heard, but also given the opportunity to utilize their full potential. So thank you very much. It has been Mike and Mine with Omar. And please subscribe to the channel, like, and then comment. And let's build a community where we're going to be, where we're going to be dependent on each other. A community that is going to be empowering, a community that knows and believes that we cannot achieve anything by ourselves. We need a collective power in order to be able to achieve so many things in order to make the world better for everyone. So thank you, and it has been Mike and Mine with Omar. Until I come back your way again, and have an incredible weekend, and take care. Bye bye.